Hi everybody and welcome back to the Percents Challenge. This is Station 2, which is all about calculating tax and tip of a meal. So this is especially useful if you're going to a restaurant with your friends and you need to find the tax, which you normally wouldn't do. They would do that for you. But most of the time you will need to calculate your own tip. And this is how you will be able to do that if you ever go out to a restaurant with your friends. So let's say you're out with your friends at a restaurant. You in this activity can choose between 3 different menus. I have chosen a 4th menu, which is from Five Guys. So let's say you go to Five Guys and you order a cheeseburger, and that cheeseburger costs $7.99. Then you order a side of fries for $3.09. And lastly, you're thirsty, so you order a drink that costs $2.39. So these are all of the items that you have bought. So the first thing you would need to do is calculate the total cost of your meal. And to do that, you need to make sure that your decimals are all lined up just like they are here. So if we add all of these 3 items together, 9 plus 9 plus 9 will give us 27. So we'll put a 7 down here and a 2 up here. 3 plus 9 is 12, plus another 2 is 14. So I'll put a 4 here and carry the 1. Our decimal will line up right here. And then we have 2 plus 3, which is 5, plus 7 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So your total bill will be $13.47. Now this is just the total cost of the meal. So I'm going to put cost of meal here to remind us what that is. Next, you will need to calculate your tax, and tax on a meal is usually 8%. So in order to calculate the tax of our meal, we will need to change 8% first into a decimal. So our decimal will start right here on the outside of the 8, and we'll need to move to the left 2 times, so it'll be right here. Now if you have a gap here, that means you need to fill it with a 0. So if you write 8% as a decimal, you will get 0.08, and that will be what we multiply to get the tax of our meal. So then we will need to multiply the total cost of our meal, $13.47, times 0.08. So we're going to do that right now. We have 13.47 times 0.08. So we'll do 8 times 7, and that's 56. So we'll bring the 6 down and carry the 5. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 5 is 37. So we'll put a 7 down here and a 3 right there. So then we have 8 times 3, which is 24, plus 3 is 27. So we'll put the 7 here and carry the 2. That was my bad. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10, so we'll just make that into a 10. So we'll get 10776, and there are 4 numbers after a decimal in our problem, so we'll move the decimal over 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So our tax is 1.0776. Now we're talking about money, so what we'll need to do is we'll need to round 1.0776 to the nearest hundredth, because when we're talking about money, we're looking to round to the nearest hundredth. So this 7 here is higher than 5, which means we'll need to round this 7 up to 8. So we have $1.08 as the tax that we have to add to our bill. So now to calculate the cost of our bill plus the tax, all we would do is add 13.47, which is the total cost of our bill, plus 1.08, which is the tax of our bill. So 7 plus 8 is 15, carry the 1, 0 plus 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. We'll line up our decimal, 3 plus 1 is 4, 1 plus nothing is 1. So now we have $14.55, and this is cost plus tax. So last thing we need to do is we need to calculate the tip. So the tip is something that you pay someone when they serve you. It's a nice gesture to do that, and that's usually between 15% and 18% of a meal, and you can choose what you want that to be. So I'm going to choose 15%. And just like in Station 1, to find 15% as a decimal, The decimal starts right here. We move it 2 times to the left to get 0.15. So this is 15% as a decimal. Then we would take our cost of the meal plus tax, which is 14.55, and multiply that by 0.15 for our tip. So 5 times 5 is 25, so we'll put a 5 here, 2 up here. 5 times 5 is 25 again, plus 2 is 27. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22. And 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. Now we have another row of multiplying, so we'll need to put a placeholder 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 5 is 5 again. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Then we'll add those together and get 5. 7 plus 5 is 12, so we'll carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 4 plus 7 is 11, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers after a decimal, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have 2.1825 as our tip. So let's put that right up here, 2.1825. And we need to round this so it looks like money. So we round to the nearest hundredth, and our 2 here is less than 5. So we need to keep this 8 the same. So our tip is $2.18. Now to find the complete total cost of our meal, we'll need to add our tip to the cost of our meal plus the tax that we calculated before. So we have $14.55 plus the $2.18 that we're planning on tipping our server. So 8 plus 5 is 13. We'll carry that 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7. We'll line up our decimals here. 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So our final bill with tax and tip is $16.73. So you can use these menus to calculate a total cost of a meal plus the tax plus the tip, and hopefully you can apply this to real life situations as well. Great job, guys.